Hello and welcome to a Think Aviation production. Today we're going to talk about how to get an official weather brief on Foreflight. What I like to do is I start with my departure airport, in this case it's Portland. Go to the Weather tab, click on METAR, check out the METAR, then hit TAF, scroll down to your departure time, and then I like to do this MOS, which is a new feature. It supplements your METAR and your TAF. It shouldn't be used on its own. I find that it's pretty accurate. Go ahead and go to Winds Aloft, check out the Winds Aloft. And after you've done the METAR, TAF, MOS, and Winds Aloft, while you're here at the departure airport, go ahead and click on NOTAMs and check those out. Obstacle, TFR, NAR, TCC. After you've done your departure airport, go ahead to your arrival airport, which in this case is Salem McNary Field, and do the same thing. Click on the Weather tab, go down METAR, TAF, MOS, Winds Aloft, and then when you're done, click on the NOTAMs tab and check out the NOTAMs. I like to keep the same flow the whole time. After I'm done with the airports, I go down to the very bottom here, and to the right of airports I click on Maps. And I have the entire United States here just to show you in general what it looks like. It's a beautiful day here in Portland, so I'm not really going to be able to show you what the radar looks like, so I scrolled it out. Again, the flow. You need to do a flow, and I start with either a sectional low or high chart, depending on if I'm doing VFR or a flight at altitude IFR. And on the right here, you'll see radar, satellite, air METs, all the way down. I like to start at the top and work all the way down to lightning. Now these first two blocks right here, radar, satellite, air MET, and TFRs, you actually have to unclick those if you don't want them to display. If you want to go down here to the flight rules and you still have radar, it's going to show you radar and flight rules. So go ahead and unclick radar if you just want flight rules. So I'm going to start here with radar. It's going to take a second here to display the United States. It's really important that you guys hit play so you get the general overview of the winds. Usually it takes a while. Alright, there's the winds. Next I go down to satellite, which gives me the general cloud cover. It's good to know if I'm going to be flying through clouds, over clouds, under clouds. This won't give you that exact picture, but it's a good idea of your route of flight if you're going to be encountering a lot of clouds. I skip the hazard advisor and go straight to Air METS SIGMETS. I love this feature because it really graphically depicts the Air METS and SIGMETS. The great feature about Foreflight 2 is that you can just click on one of them and it'll actually give you the specific information. Notice here how it highlighted, and then I can just go down here and find out the exact information. I can do the same here with the IFR one, which is the gray one, Surface to 1000. It's a fantastic tool. Now notice here that there's still satellite in the back, and remember how I said that you have to actually unclick it for it not to show. There's the TFRs. The same thing with these, you can actually scroll in, and if you click on the TFR, it will give you the specific information. So I'm going to unclick TFR, otherwise it's going to stay on there. I'm going to scroll out again so you guys can see how this works the whole way through, and then I just want to go right down through here. So I start with flight rules, dew point spread, temperature, visibility, surface winds, ceiling, sky coverage, PIREPs. Now PIREPs are also like the Air METs and SIGMETs, and that when they do finally come up, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and click on one, and it'll give you very specific information on what the pilot reported. And then I'm going to end with lightning, and actually I think there's only a little bit of lightning down here in Texas. And that is it for the map display. Down on the bottom, go ahead and move over here to Imagery. And again, starting with the flow, start at the top and move all the way down and make sure you get the overall picture. Now the maps on Foreflight really kind of gives it to you in a really user-friendly way. The imagery here is not going to give you the weather in the best, most user-friendly way because it uses the NOAA charts. But do your best. Again, they're extremely helpful. I love the composite with tops. Here's a feature too. If you upper right hand corner see that star I have is yellow, that means it's one of my favorites, so that I can go through and I don't have to go through all of the imagery all over again. I can just use my favorite imagery, and that makes it quicker. So Foreflight offers the complete range of imagery, and I really do encourage you to look through all of them to get a really good picture, especially this Convective SIGMET one. So it gives you Tango, the Sierra, AirMet, Ice. It's just an awesome tool. And there's Turbulence. And that's about it. The more you get used to seeing this imagery, the better you will get at interpreting it. So that's how you get a weather brief on Foreflight. Now, once you file on Foreflight, remember that Foreflight will send you a complete weather brief to your email. Make sure you actually open that email so you have access to it after you go offline. And it is an official weather brief. If you have any questions, though, and there's marginal weather, go ahead and call 1-800-WEATHER-BRIEF to make sure that you're not missing anything. Here are some additional tips that you should be aware of. And thanks for watching. For more information, go to thinkaviation.net. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook.